Hi, and welcome to Ivy English. I'm Karen.
And I'm Wesley.
Today is June 9th, and we're on page 28 in your magazines. Today, our title is Documentary Highlights Hard-Working Clams.
这个中文标题呢是小蛤蜊这个检测波兰水质的大功臣。那这个字呢，我通常都念蛤蜊啦，但是后来我查字典上面讲说这应该念的蛤蜊。
Yeah, that's the way I say it actually.
Okay.
But I think that almost all of us, when we hear it in Chinese, we're thinking of soup.
Yeah, 蛤蜊可以用来煮汤的。Yeah, 不过这个地方不是这样因为我们看这个英文的标题这个中文标题其实很清楚的，它是小蛤蜊，然后呢检测波兰水质的大工程。那英文的标题呢，它是 documentary 这个纪录片 highlights， 它这个强调了或者以什么为主角以什么呢 hardworking 很努力工作的蛤蜊为主角所以这个 title 我觉得很有趣了。
It is really funny because we usually don't think of clams as working.
Yeah.
And I imagine if they were working hard, maybe they would become tougher. I like them to be tender.
Yeah. 这个我们想到蛤蜊通常不会想到他们在工作那努力工作当然很好了，但是蛤蜊如果太努力工作，那个肉可能会变得很结实那其实我们比较喜欢是软软的蛤蜊。
太老了，太老了，
太结实了。Yeah.
Okay, well, let's find out what's going on with these hardworking clams. Here's our article. The Polish documentary Gruba Kaszka, which translates to Fat Kathy in English, was released in 2019 and has introduced the world to an unusual team of workers, clams at a pumping station. The mollusks featured in the short film live and work at Warsaw's Gruba Kaszka pumping station and ensure that the millions of liters of water going into the city is uncontaminated and safe. The short, directed by Julia Pelka, offers a quick breakdown of the clams and how exactly they help monitor the city's water supply. At any time, there are 8 bivalves at the pumping station, which can only be accessed by a 300-meter tunnel that runs beneath the Vistula River. The clams are hooked up to a complex magnetic computer system which can detect if the clams are open or closed. This acts as an early warning system because the clams will close up if they encounter heavy metals, pesticides, or other pollutants. As the clams make for fascinating yet silent film subjects, the documentary also follows the Malacologists who care for the creatures. These scientists are responsible for maintaining the mollusks in the pumping station, as well as regularly replacing the clams. Each individual clam works for roughly 3 months before being released back into a local pond. The old bivalves are also marked so that they are not mistakenly selected again. In discussing her documentary, Pelka has stated that she finds it fascinating that humans rely on nature to protect themselves from environmental problems of their own doing. Viewers will notice that respect for the natural world underscores the lessons in the film. I love this piece. This is so interesting.
Yeah.
I never heard of this before.
Yeah, and very cute somehow.
It's really cute that these little creatures are working so hard for us. They're working to protect themselves, so they give us information about what is also dangerous for us.
Yeah, 所以这些小小的这蛤蜊居然有这么大的功能这么大的功效，而且感觉起来他们是很努力的工作。那工作一段时间之后，他们可以退休，
领退休金。
Yeah, 而且他们还有一个系统，就是不会抓错不会说刚退休了不小心 by mistake 又抓回去工作，那很可怜。所以他们有一个系统，就 make sure 他们不会是一刚退休了又把他抓回去工作了。
That's funny. I think of that these days.
Yeah.
There's a reason why people should retire around 65 years old. A lot of people still can do a lot of work, but they may just be a little tired.
Yeah.
And it's hard to innovate and really improve after you've been doing something for so long.
Yeah.
And so for these poor little clams, they've been working hard. They can go and enjoy the rest of their life in peace. And that they are able to still keep on living is reassuring. They don't just die because of the hard work.
Yeah, 而且他们不会说因为做这种工作做了之后呢，这个通通死光光，不会他们还可以退休，还可以回到那个池塘里面去好好过日子。
Without being bothered again.
Yeah, 而且不会再被打扰了，因为他们身上可能有个标志，就是我已经服务过了，不要再来找我了。
That's right. They got one of those awards that you get after so many years of service.
Yeah.
All right, back to the beginning. The Polish documentary Gruba Kaszka, which translates to Fat Kathy in English, was released in 2019 and has introduced the world to an unusual team of workers, Clams at a pumping station.
好，所以呢，这个波兰的纪录片叫做 Gruba Kaszka 那 which 就指这个名字显然是波兰文 translates to 就是它可以翻译成为这个 Fat Cathy 这个他们显然大概是给这个蛤蜊取名字叫 Cathy
Yeah, and Ka in Slavic language means 小小可爱. It's a diminutive ending. So little Cathy 小凯蒂这样子
小凯蒂好，所以这个 Kaska 这个 Ka 这个字尾是小的意思所以这个 little 很 cute 那种感觉小凯蒂小凯西那所以它翻成英文是 Fat Cathy。那这样的一个纪录片 was released 被发行，也就是上映的意思，在2019年上映了，然后呢或者发行了，然后它 has introduced the world 它向世界介绍to介绍了什么东西，这个你也可以说 introduce 这个东西 to the world 都一样introduce A to B 跟 introduce B to A 都一样，因为结果是一样的，就是这个彼此认识的所以他把他向世界介绍了什么东西呢？介绍了一个 unusual team of workers， 一个很不寻常的一个工作团队team of workers 是什么呢？冒号告诉你 Clams 就是蛤蜊at a pumping station 在一个这个泵站这个一个石一个水那个字念泵就是帮浦了这个帮浦站或者泵站pumping station。Yeah, 抽水站. It just means 抽水, right? Mm-hmm. But be careful that when we hear pumping station, the first thing I thought of was a gas station. Now, that isn't what we usually call a gas station, but he pumps gas. That's what some people may think. 那在英文里面呢常常尤其美式英文常常你讲 pumping station 很多人会想到其实是加油站We don't call it a pumping station, but we say he pumps gas, so we might think of it. Yeah, 所以可能会想到你英文不会称它为 pumping station 但是大家看到这个可能想到的是去加油因为加油那个动作也是 pump Right. The mollusks featured in the short film live and work at Warsaw's Gruba Kaszka pumping station and ensure that the millions of liters of water going into the city is uncontaminated and safe. Mollusk 就是软体动物所以这些软体动物呢这个 featured 就是以什么什么为主角in the short film在这个短短的短片里面的这个主角这些软体动物呢他们 live and work 他们住在哪里他们住在这里而且也在这里工作在哪里工作在哪里居住呢在华沙的这个Gruba Kaszka 这个地方它是一个 pumping station 他们在这里工作也住在这里他们的工作是什么呢是 ensure 他们可以确保the millions of liters of water 所以这个数百万公升的水什么样的水呢 going into the city going into the city 就是要进入这个城市的这数百万公升的水他们确保这些水是 uncontaminated 就是没有受到污染然后也是 safe 是安全的这个 contaminate 这个字根其实蛮有趣的 con 是 together 那个 ta 就是 tag tag 就是 touch 的意思所以 contact 这个字呢叫接触为什么大家碰在一起叫做 contact 那前面是 on 加一个 on 就是没有所以没有被人家碰到没有被脏的东西碰到那就是没有受到污染uncontaminated 所以要确保这个水是没有受到污染没有被脏的东西碰到然后呢它是安全的The short, directed by Yulia Pelka, offers a quick breakdown of the clams and how exactly they help monitor the city's water supply. 好，那 the short 这个 short 在这里是名词是指电影的短片尤其以前是指那个正片播映之前那个播放的短片但现在一般就是指一个短片。那通常它是跟一个这个 fact 有关的所以它在报道一个事实的这个叫做一个 short 那简单的说它就是电影短片这个电影短片是由Yulia Pelka 他所导演的或者这个制作的是他拍的啦那他 offers 他提供了一个 a quick 一个很快的 breakdown 就是一个解析一个 analysis of the clams 他很快的解析了一下这些蛤蜊还有呢 how exactly they help monitor the city's water supply 他们究竟是如何可以帮忙 monitor 就是监测这个城市的 water supply 就是供水他们到底是怎么样可以帮忙监测这个城市的供水 how exactly 就是他这个精确的正确的准确的说他们是怎么样帮忙的就很具体来说 Yeah
Right Everybody watch out for the pronunciation of city. In American, we don't say city, okay? We don't say that in any variety of English. It's city. 那 t 因为夹在两个母音当中，它变成一个很短的 d 的音，所以 we say city, city, 加了那个 apostrophe s, cities, cities. Next sentence, at any time, there are 8 bivalves at the pumping station, which can only be accessed by a 300-meter tunnel that runs beneath the Vistula River.
好 at any time 就是任何时候你去看都是这样子，随时都是这样子，都有怎么样8个这个 bivalves 就是这个双壳的贝类那例如牡蛎就是双壳的贝类所以有8个这种双壳贝类在这个抽水站在那里值班任何时候你去都有8个在那边那 which 那这个 pumping station 指的 which 的就是这个抽水站，它可以被这个 access 你可以到达 be access 就可以到达，你要怎么样去呢？你要经过一个300公尺的一个隧道tunnel， 那这个隧道是怎么样 that runs beneath 是在这条河Vistula River 的下面，所以在河底下有一个300公尺的隧道，你要经过这个隧道才能够到达这个抽水站。
Okay, I think your pronunciation is better, Vistula, because I think in Polish it's 倒数第二个音节有重音, so Vistula sounds better. The clams are hooked up to a complex magnetic computer system, which can detect if the clams are open or closed.
好，那这些这个蛤蜊呢 are hooked up to 被连接到一个 a complex 一个很复杂的 magnetic computer 一个这个磁场的电脑，那这个电脑应该是它是侦测磁场的一个电脑，所以它可以侦测磁场这样而且是个 computer system 是一个电脑系统。那这样的一个侦测磁场的电脑系统呢，它可以 detect 它可以侦测到那 detect 这个字呢，这个其实也就是这个 detect 在这里是 cover 的意思那 D 是 on 所以 uncover 所以 detect 怎么叫侦测到，就是你也是一样，你的这个本来盖住藏起来的被掀开来了，所以它可以侦测到侦测到什么东西呢 ？If the clams are open or closed， 它可以侦测这个蛤蜊呢，它是打开还是这个闭合的状态。
This acts as an early warning system because the clams will close up if they encounter heavy metals, pesticides, or other pollutants.
所以呢 ，this acts as 就是这个功能是什么？它动作是它可以作为什么的意思？它的功能是什么样？是好像是一个 early warning system。是一个早期的警报系统。
Okay, everybody watch the stress. Early warning system because those are all nouns. Early is an adjective, warning is a noun here. Early warning system.
好，所以呢，这个 early warning system 一个早期的警报系统为什么呢？因为 the clams 这些蛤蜊呢 will close up， 它会闭起来它不张开来，它要闭起来。If 如果 they encounter 他们如果碰到了 heavy metals 这个重金属或者 pesticides 农药或者杀虫剂或者其他的 pollutants 就是污染物。那这几个字我们可以看一下它的字根像 encounter 这个 counter 就是 against， 那个 in 有的人说是加强语气，有的人说那个 in 是 on 那总之就是怎么样碰在一起，那 against hit against something， 所以 encounter 就是接触的意思它就是 to meet， 尤其是 unexpectedly 通常你是预期之外巧遇，那常常会用 encounter 这个字。然后呢 heavy metals 就是重金属，那 pesticides 就是农药或者杀虫剂，那个字根CID 是杀的意思
Suicide
Yeah, suicide 就是 self 所以 suicide 就是自杀。那 pesticides CID 是杀，那 pest 就是害虫所以 pesticides 就是用来杀害虫的东西，所以是杀虫剂那特别也可以指农药。那另外呢还有其他的 pollutants那这 pollutants 大家 pollution 这个字都很熟所以是指污染物 pollutants。
As the clams make for fascinating yet silent film subjects, the documentary also follows the Malacologists who care for the creatures. Now that's going to be a new word for most of us. It was new for me, Malacologists.
就是软体动物学家。那我们来看这个句子，他说这个 as 在这里其实是因为的意思 because 或者 since 的意思。
And I'll throw in, I do not like using as to mean because. I've just never liked it. 我就不喜欢这个用法 So I almost always change it to since
Yeah
or because.
Yeah 这个 as 用来当因为这个其实也有人 很多人提出来讨论，因为 as 它有其他的意思，而且也都很常见啊，所以呢，这个你用 as 来表示因为，常常的你用 as 来表示因为，尤其放在句首的话，那读者常常要读到后来才开始要修正啊，不对，这个 as 不是指时间。
And to be honest, it happened to both Wesley and myself. We both were not sure. I only figured it out a little while ago. Oh, it means because. I have a personal association with it. It reminds me of old ladies. So when I was very young, which was a good while ago, old women would use this in their letters not as I already said, but as it is really hot now, something else. They would use it to mean because. So for me, this usage always calls up images of very old ladies.
啊，所以 Karen 老师说呢，他听到 as 当 because 这个用法是他这个小时候哈，这个听到这个有一点年纪的女士哈，这个才会
喜欢信里面用这个东西，
信里面喜欢用 as 用来当 because 的意思啊，但后来就比较少了，因为也有很多那个 usage 的那个专家就是告诉大家，其实要避免哈。因为 as 常常是表示这个有其他的意思，它可以表示这个正如什么什么，尤其放在句首啊，也可以表示当什么什么啊。
As I've already said.
Yeah, as 就正如我刚刚所说的哈。
And so to prove it, we are living examples of getting confused by this usage.
Yeah, 好，所以这个 as 是 since 的意思啊，因为这个 clams 他们怎么样 make for 哈，就他们可以成为，他们作为啊 fascinating 很有趣。但是呢 silent 他们不会讲话好 the film subjects 好，所以因为他们用来当这个 film subjects 就是
受访者
电影的主题好受访者这个 subject 其实也可以说这个指受访者
Right, and so they don't speak. That means you're going to have a lot of silence in the movie if you're going to rely on the clams to provide feedback.
Yeah, 所以如果说他们要做一个以这个蛤蜊为主角的这个电影的话呢，他们不会讲话啊，所以你如果去访问他们也没办法访问，他们也不会讲话哈，所以怎么办呢？所以这个 the documentary 那这个纪录片呢，它就 also 它也 follows 就是跟着他们报道的意思啊，报道这个 follow 其实在这里可以解释成为报道啊，他们也去报道这些软体动物学家，那这些动物学家怎么样 who care for 就是照顾，所以他们蛤蜊不会讲话，那他们就去访问这个照顾这些蛤蜊的这些软体动物学家。
These scientists are responsible for maintaining the mollusks in the pumping station as well as regularly replacing the clams.
那这些科学家呢 are responsible for 就是他们负责maintaining 就是维护to keep in good condition， 他们要维护这些软体动物就是在这个抽水站工作的这些软体动物，他们要照顾他们的健康那 as well as 他们也要怎么样 regularly 就是定期的 replacing the clam 定期要去换这些的蛤蜊这个时间到了就要把它们换掉，不然的话他们太辛苦了。
Each individual clam works for roughly 3 months before being released back into a local pond.
好，每一个个别的 individual 每一只这个蛤蜊他们大概工作的时间是 roughly 大概是3个月好，然后呢before 就是在这里可以翻的接着然后3个月之后他们然后呢就会 being released back into a local pond 他们就会被放回去一个当地的一个池塘里面，所以他们工作是3个月的时间。
The old bivalves are also marked so that they are not mistakenly selected again.
这个 old 倒不一定是老的意思这个 old 就是用过的已经服务过的就这些服务过的这些双壳贝类呢，也被做了一些标记这样子的话，他们才不会被 mistakenly 就是 by mistake， 他们不会在这个不小心被他错拿又被选去这个工作了这个3个月可能我在想，会不会这些蛤蜊工作3个月之后，慢慢知道说，算了，不要一天到晚开开合合啦，我们都通通闭起来就好了。
I don't know. I guess if it were me, maybe I would think that. This is really tiring.
Yeah, 如果是人类的话，可能假如说3个月反正我还随便啦，我再盖开了那个，反正这个3个月太久了
But I think they need to open to let more water in. I'm not sure.
Yeah, 不过他们应该是基本上是要，或者是要必须要打开来让水进来，或者是他们3个月可能就是习惯这里的水质，就没那么敏感了不过我这样是很坏啦，其实3个月就该他们休息了，不是因为他们不工作啊。
In discussing her documentary, Pelka has stated that she finds it fascinating that humans rely on nature to protect themselves from environmental problems of their own doing.
那这个很有趣他说当讨论他的这个 大概有人问他关于这个纪录片的时候呢，Palka 他就说呢，他觉得这是很有趣的事情，非常 fascinating 的事情。什么事呢？ That humans rely on nature， 人们必须要依赖这个大自然来 protect themselves， 来保护他们自己 from 就是以免受什么伤害 protect oneself from something， 就是保护自己以免受什么伤害。所以人类要保护自己以免受到 environmental problems， 这些环境的问题、环保问题大家保护自己免受伤害。但是重点是这些环保的问题呢，环境问题是 of their own doing， 这个大家可以学起来。of their own doing 就是他们自己造成的。
自作自受。
自作自受所以我们制作可是让蛤蜊去受
Right, exactly.
Rely nature 我们制造了一堆污染，然后怕说哎呀糟糕，这污染会伤害到我们，那我们就只好请 nature， 请蛤蜊来帮忙。所以 we rely on nature to protect ourselves from environmental problems of our own doing.I
just want to point out one thing here. We are part of nature too. So often we think of ourselves as special, and then all that stuff outside is nature. But we are part of nature.
没错我们其实也是 nature 大自然的一部分。
Viewers will notice that respect for the natural world underscores the lessons in the film.
好，看这个电影、看这个纪录片的人 viewers， 他们会注意到说 respect for the natural world， 对于这个大自然的世界的这个尊敬或者尊重。好 underscores 通常是 emphasize 的意思，强调但在这个地方你可以说这个它是以这个underpin UNDER
响应。
响应 OK that's a good translation 所以你可以说它 underpin under 然后加 PIN， 那中文的话你可以说响应那种感觉，就是它有产生的回响，它强调了，它响应了这个the lessons in the film， 这个影片里面所提出来的这个 lessons， 我们从这影片里面学到的东西，其实就响应了我们对于大自然的尊重。
Okay, watch out for natural, but the noun is nature. Don't say natural, that's wrong. It's nature, 名词，形容词是 natural. And also, nation is 国家, national is the adjective. Please pay attention to that. A lot of people have problems with that. Let's go to our questions. Number 1, what can be inferred from the passage?
从这篇文章里面我们可以推断出什么呢？
The answer is D. The documentary was named after a water station.
好，这部纪录片以一座这个抽水站的名字来命名，因为我们突然发现它的名字就是那个抽水站的名字。
That's right.
Yeah.
Number 2, which of the following is not true about the clams at the Warsaw pumping station?
好，关于华沙泵站的这个蛤蜊，以下哪一项不正确？
The answer is B. They are used for 3-year periods. Now that would really be way too long. It's actually 3 months.
Yeah, 答案是 B 因为 B 说他们的使用年限是3年，不对是3个月，因为蛤蜊我不知道蛤蜊能不能活到3年but in any case 不，那太久，3年太久，太辛苦了，是3个月。
All right, number 3. What idea does Pelka find fascinating as mentioned in the last paragraph?
好，最后一段里面谈到说这个Pelka 他觉得哪一个概念或者哪一种想法非常的引人入胜呢？引人入胜就是 fascinating. Yeah.
The answer is C. The problem is caused by the actions of humans. We need to remind ourselves about that and also to behave better.
Yeah, 这个地方其实就考各位有没有看懂那个 of their own doing 的意思所以你如果看懂 of their own doing， 你就知道是他们自己造成的，所以你就知道这一题的答案要选的是 C。这个问题是由人类自己的行为造成的。
That is it for today, but I hope you'll tune in next time. We'll be looking out for you. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.